Hey folks, how's it going? Rash here, and welcome to Cards and Castles 2. That's right, the early access for the long-awaited sequel for the Cards and Castles game has finally been released to the public once again. If you've stuck here with us for a while, you'll know that this is more of a revamp than the launch of a new game, but still, it is here nonetheless, and it is a much anticipated overhaul with very, very exciting changes and features that are kind of bringing this game into a new life. Almost like Cards and Castles 3, kind of skipping right over 2 and going to 3. That's how new and fresh this feels, with a lot of, again, revamp, overhaul, and overall a massive improvement over what we saw previously. And today what we're going to be doing is taking you guys through the day one experience with Cards and Castles 2. Say you're opening up this game for the first time, which is you can do over on Steam, free to download. I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks for helping establish your collection early, what you can be doing when you first download, things like that to kind of help you get settled in and enjoying Cards and Castles 2 to the best of your abilities. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start discussing. And I mean discussing, but we've got the content for you, no worries. So when you first open the game, you're going to be dropped into the tutorial. Now, I've already completed, so I can go ahead and skip a few things of dialogue, but essentially this is how this is how both Cards and Castles games started out in a way. You were granted, a tutorial to kind of understand the very basics and early understandings of the game, such as knocking the opponent's castle down, what a unit card is, what the stat lines are. All things that if you are familiar with the first game, then it should not be new to you. However, there are some new factors that occur in this game, like the summoning sickness, where you can't exactly move your unit as you saw on that first turn. And of course, we're just going to go through this very quickly. Attacking enemies, you can attack on diagonal now, which is another new feature. It's going to take people, I think, a couple of games to understand and grasp that concept. But with the board changes, it allows for some diagonal attacking to spicing things up. We're going to go ahead and hit over here. This is kind of teaching you again that diagonal attack. We'll drop the fencer in. And again, things that, if you've been watching the beta and keeping up with things, should not be brand new to you. But essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going through 3 story missions, all with kind of ways of teaching you how to play the game. And once you're dropped out of those tutorial missions, that's when you can experience the actual game. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of things become unlocked to you, and we're going to go ahead and show you guys that right now. So once you've completed all of the tutorial missions, you'll be dropped back into the main menu again, much like the first game, and kind of be left to your own devices. There are a couple of directions you can take. I imagine you'll probably be wanting to open the packs, which you'll, free to do, as well as check out your collection of what you have here. Now, this part's important. If you look over at your cards, you'll notice that you'll be given these 7 decks, Lord of Thunders up to Sorcerer's Spellbox. This is something that CnC1 did not do. The game gives you a fresh set of starter decks that you can go ahead and test for yourself and try to experiment with some different play styles and different cards. You'll be, of course, able to take these for the entirety of your CnC2 career, most likely, until you start deleting and moving them. And you're actually free to edit them as well, going in there, changing some contents of the decks that you may not like, for cards that you may pick up along the way if you're still a little unsure about how to properly deck build. Now, deck building is going to be another video, most likely. That I'm still experimenting with myself. I'm sure other people have maybe figured something out, but we're going to go ahead and wait a little bit more on that until we can get some more research in and figure out what, people believe are the good ratios and what you should be aiming for in terms of unit counts and all of that, general stuff. Costing, how many X amount of cost cards you should have, so on and so forth. But the good thing, of course, here is that, much like in CnC1, I guess the deck builder strain isn't too different. There's a bit more going on in it, such as some additional filters, some additional factions. Your cosmetics are more up here. They were a part of a menu down here, but they're now over up here next to the deck title over on this text box here. But yeah, again, nothing that if you haven't played C1 you aren't familiar with. But a simple scroller for those who are maybe not familiar with the C1 to kind of go through your collection, adding cards as you go in, so on and so forth. But of course, these 7 starter decks right here are going to be really helpful to new players to kind of get a feel for the game, understand what they might want to play and what directions they want to take themselves in. I mean, and they also have some really nice cards in them as well. All of the cards kind of given to new players here on the start are quite competent cards. You should have no problem running these up against more seasoned players. And if you have an understanding of the game, then you might find yourself racking up a few victories with these decks. But obviously, once you get more into the game, you'll want to build decks outside of the starter decks, and you want to experiment with all of the new stuff. And you know, once you find a solid point to do so, you are more than welcome to make that transition. But that's something to note, that the starter decks are available to all players. Now, once of course you have a deck selected, or maybe you've modified a deck with some additional cards that you have picked up, what is there next to do? Well, as you can see here, the multiplayer is probably the biggest thing that you have to play with right now. There are 2 modes of multiplayer. There are both quick match and draft. Quick match is similar to the matchmaking you'll find in Cards and Castles 1. Select that, it'll randomly pair you up with someone in the matchmaking queue and put you into a lobby, much like you see here with all of these players. They'll go at it, you can earn rank off of wins. If not, you'll lose ranks if you start pushing past, you know, into like bronze and silver and so forth. Most players start out with the wood rank, which is sort of a teaching rank, if you will. You won't lose rank at any point if you lose games in that specific area, but it's more of a grind to help new players understand and feel more comfortable learning in a multiplayer environment. There's also draft, though, which I haven't played myself, but of course draft, much like in the former game, allows you to play games with cards that you don't own yet. So it's a great opportunity for players to test out new environments and new cards to see what they can unlock and what they should be gearing towards if they feel like they love certain cards more so than others. It's a great way for you to just play around and have fun with all of the different options available to you within the game. However, if you're not into multiplayer just quite yet, you can jump back into the campaign mode. Now, I reference the campaign mode because this is something that you should probably do before multiplayer, and that's why it's a part of this video. If you come over here into your practice opponent section, now this right here is the prologue. This is your tutorial, the 3 missions. If you ever want to replay them to kind of freshen up, you can. But over here into practice opponents here, as you can see, you get to face off against each of the different factions, as well as a training mode, which is sort of like a free-for-all. You know, you get to play around against, I believe, the neutral faction, but I might be wrong about that. You get to use cards that you don't own in the special testing mode, so it's kind of a free-for-all. Just throw whatever you have out there, or whatever you find out there, and see if you have fun with it. A way for you to definitely test decks outside of multiplayer. However, you do have the opportunity to test against all of the other factions in their solo standoffs, and if you beat those, you earn a free pack, as well as I believe there is a quest given to you once you enter the game that says if you fight 3 of these practice opponents, you get a total of 3 extra packs. So on top of the 7 packs from each faction, you'll get an additional 3 per the starter quests. So it's a good way to get 10 more packs to your collection in order to crack those open and see what you can pull. I believe all of the packs are from set 1. There's a variation between set 1 and 2 with cards. Really, there isn't an importance to the sets, but just note that you're not going to be working with the entire card pool out of these packs that you pull, and much like the ones that you kind of will see moving forward in your quests and battle passes and whatnot, those will of course be only set 1 cards, so keep that in mind if you're looking for some other cards. You might want to start pulling set 2 cards with your card points. But like I said, practice mode, a very important stop before multiplayer because it allows you to pick up more cards to add to your arsenal to play with further. Just to kind of show you what I mean by that, we'll go into a quick matchup with the ninjas. We'll throw out one of my decks here. We'll go with our ninja pirate deck, and we'll give you a quick rundown. So, of course, jumping in, we're going to go ahead and play this match out as if we were playing a match, kind of give you an idea of the environment that CnC2 is working under. Right now, we can't play anything, so we'll pass, and our opponent will probably also pass. Looks like he did. Perfect. And, while we're going through this, I guess I will, more so focus on the match because this is a campaign, this is an AI, this is relatively easier matchup here. We'll kind of go over some multiplayer things and what currently is going around and what might be a little strong at the moment if you guys do want that advantage right now if you are looking to play. Right now I find that the factions that are probably the most powerful are, I would say, Undead and Crusader. Those two are probably at the very top of my list as being some very strong contenders for top tier play. Alongside that, you do have the Vikings, which of course have some fun power, and Druids, which have some absolutely smashing legendaries. Right now, those factions have been causing a lot of chaos on the ladder. A lot of people are gravitating towards those specific colors, and I don't blame them because they are great. They're very powerful, and we've seen just what they've been able to do. With cards like, Maldarin, Norabon, Zethic, so on and so forth. I could name more, but I probably am forgetting a couple of others. I believe that's all of them, right? I think so. And, yeah, we're seeing kind of a small meta already beginning to form in the community here. It's kind of funny because I guess it goes to show just how nutty we CnC players are with I guess metas and whatnot, and figuring out what already is potentially the best deck of the bunch. It's very funny. Very funny indeed. But of course, we'll go ahead here, kill off the panda. No, I can't kill off the panda. Whoops. Didn't have enough gold. Uh-oh. And much like CnC1, I'm already doing some wacky bullshit. Some dwarf weapons on the Ronin here. That's fine. And of course, we're going to go ahead and, I believe, do a combination of Storm Weapon and Verdict. Verdict, by the way, very powerful removal tool. Very scary indeed. We'll go ahead and hit that. Do I want to summon? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that works out. So we'll just heal off the panda here. Not sure if there's anything you can really do at this point. I don't know what the AI might be packing. Oh, Dissipate. That's kind of funny, I would say. Go ahead here, get the Shiva out, stab over here. Probably should have played it below. Again, I myself am actually still trying to learn here and there with this game, so I'm making goofs, I'm making gags. It is just the way the world works. Let's go ahead and do some plays here. So we're going to play that. We're going to play this. Get this out. Pop the Ronin. Summon that. Hit here. Beautiful. And this should be the end of the game. But we're going to go ahead and show you guys the pack that you can grab from each of these missions here. So stab for 12. A lot of overwhelm damage. Very funny. And of course, the pack is ours. Now again, this is the set 1 pack. You'll be able to tell the differences by the Salahar Soldier and the Wizard. These standard packs you might be used to from C1 are considered set 1, with the Craxus pack being set 2. Oh, you also got the card points. I did forget about that as well. So a little extra currency as well to buy even more packs, which is fantastic. But once you have all of these in your collection, again, more tools for you to bring into multiplayer. But obviously, you know, what do you do in multiplayer? What are you fighting for? Well, I believe we mentioned before, but the quick match is sort of like our ranked system for CnC2. So fighting in multiplayer will allow you to gain some ranks. Right now, those ranks don't have any meaning. There is no leaderboard established, but I believe once we have the mobile port of the game, you'll see some more fleshed out competitive stuff, including the leaderboard, which of course you'll then fight for in the quick match. Very good stuff there. But if you're not looking to fight along for rank at the moment, there is a reason why you should, of course, be playing the multiplayer, and that is for these two right here, the quests and the battle pass. These two are very important in your CnC2 journey, especially early on. These are going to be what allows you to pull a bit more in terms of rewards and help flesh out your collection a little bit more. So we'll start with quests first, since these are relatively, you know, familiar if you played games in general. A lot of games have this, and of course CnC2 is no different. Daily quests as well as seasonal quests and starter quests to help earn you a bit of extra experience points to fill up your battle pass. Your level in this game not so much refers to an overall player level, but more so your battle pass level, which we'll explain in a moment. But a lot more has been done to the quest line. No more do we have the days of just 2 quests that repeat every day. You get up to, I believe, 10 to 12 quests as daily quests. So if you have to, you know, maybe are unable to play a day, you can let your quest kind of carry over for a few days, because, like we said, you have up to 10 to 12 spaces. I forget which one exactly. Someone's got to maybe correct me down in the comments, but you have some wiggle room in case you do miss some quests, as well as seasonal stuff, which of course ranges from more complex quests, more quests that you have to play multiple games over to ensure that they get filled. Not with this one. I mean, this one you could maybe do in one game, but things like, you know, play certain faction specific abilities, play shroud units, dispel units, you know, place down buildings, which not every, I think every faction might have a building. I believe they do. Yeah. So maybe not that one specifically, but the quests that are meant to get you to play multiple matches over to ensure that you complete all of them to earn all the rewards possible. And, you know, some rewards range from experience points to extra card points, to even packs. I know right now the starter quests have packs, but that might not be the case for other future quests. We haven't really seen any other cases where pack rewards come up, but just note that they are potentially there. But regardless, what does the experience then fill into? Well, we mentioned the battle pass. I think it's about time we show you what we're talking about. So, new to Cards and Castles in general is the Battle Pass now. If you've played games over the last few years, you'll understand the idea behind a Battle Pass. It's nothing new. It's a way for people to kind of keep playing and earn more rewards from it. Very successful model in various other games. And Cards and Castles is attempting to try it, which is very helpful for those of you who want to flesh out your collections. Now, if you'll note here, this is not the Battle Pass you'll actually be given when you start the game. You'll be given something called a Recruit Pass, which is a free, like, it's a, again, kind of a free thing, so everyone's got it. And what it'll do is it'll give you a series of booster packs, legends, as well as, I believe, some card points, maybe silver in there if I'm remembering correctly, which will help you, again, further build your collection. You won't get the 25 card packs like you did in C1, but you'll be able to get a majority of those card packs back through playing that Recruit Pass, as well as getting some awesome legendaries, which we will note here. Don't craft some of the legendaries. Check your Recruit Pass to make sure that if you do want to play something, you're not crafting something that you could earn for free. Things like Genevieve, Zethik, Tarius, Captain Harker, Sakayuno in the Ninjas, Liana. I believe there's one more that I'm missing. Oh, and Ragnar. Those 7 colors, those 7 factions are all represented by having at least one legend on the track. Oh, and RedMaster Tarius as well is in there at the very end. All of those legends are kind of distributed to you via that Recruit Pass. So thereby you're playing a couple of games, and you're getting those for free. Very, very straightforward, very simple, if you will. And yeah, it'll help you really flesh out your collection until you reach level 20, which will be reset into the current battle pass, whatever the seasonal pass happens to be for that time. You'll notice it's much larger than your recruit pass was at 50 levels with 2 tracks, both the premium and the free track. You can play the free track all the time. The rewards will just constantly be going into it. But the premium track will be costing you around 10 bucks. At least that is in USD currency. The free track has a couple of extra goodies, such as more packs, some extra cosmetics, shiny cards, as you can see here throughout, as well as that shiny legendary at the very end. And of course, these rewards will swap out after 58 days, 60 days, I think, which is at least, I believe, 2 months. Each of these rewards will kind of get swapped out for new ones, reset, if you will, to earn more. So the battle pass is going to be a very important factor for all players to earn rewards and flesh out their collections, regardless of whether you are on just the free track or both tracks. It is well worth it to invest in this to earn your rewards. And of course, like we said, the quests kind of go into that anyway, so it makes sense. And overall, is a very, very effective new model that the team has brought into this game. And of course, on top of things here, you've got the shop now, of course, with a couple of extra tidbits than before, which is nice. It's, you know, to see them expanding the shop and providing more options for players to expand and represent themselves. Although, if you're looking to just start out, what you're going to be looking for, obviously, to mess around with are the packs. Now, here, of course, is set 1, like we've mentioned and we've seen already, but set 2 is also featured in the card store, pretty much the only place that right now you can find the set 2 pack, which contain a brand, like a whole separate series of cards to pull from. So it is well worth it to invest a little bit in the set 2 packs and use your card points to buy from this. Don't use your silver. If you're looking to save silver, I recommend using those and putting them towards that battle pass to obviously get a bit more than just a couple of packs out of your silver. You want to make the most bang for your buck. But if you are spending and getting some more silver anyway into your collection, of course, there's some cool cosmetic options that we can just skim through real quick. These can probably be saved until after you go through and build your collection effectively. These are going to probably not be moving for a while, so you'll have the opportunity to come back at a later time if you want to kind of freshen up your style and showcase more of yourself via, obviously, these card arts, these box arts, castle skins, icons, so on and so forth. But yes, the shop, of course, is something to note here, just because, again, the set 2 packs are featured prevalently, and there is no other way to get them within the game at the moment, so maybe worth it to invest some card points in here to kind of get yourself some cards that are separate from the packs that you're pulling from. Alright, and with that being said, that is, of course, most of what we have right now. Admittedly, the game is a little simple, but sometimes simple is best. And, you know, there isn't much else right now that people are discovering. We're still in very early stages of the game, so things like, you know, overall collection time, or, like, you know, how fast you can earn your collection is still being sought out by players. And, you know, everyone at the moment is just having fun with the game, discovering things that are brand new, and it's really cool to see everyone kind of come together and enjoy Cards and Castles again in a new form, in a new light. So to kind of end this video off, I did want to do a multiplayer matchup here to see if we just have fun with it, see what players are doing right now. We're going up against an Undead Druid player, so for those of you who are, you know, interested in seeing what potentially the new faction is all about, you're more than welcome to check out and see what this game's got going on. Let's go ahead and pop that squirrel here with a bit of a backstab, using the multi-strike to take out. Right now, I'm running a deck that's focused on some early beats and some trap stuff to mess around with my opponent a little bit. I don't know what our opponent, though, is going to be rocking with. I'm not entirely sure what these colors are doing. I imagine probably Undead Druid synergy. Like I said, these two are amongst the 4 that I think are the most popular right now, so it makes sense why people are running them. There's a lot of excitement behind them, if you will. Let's go ahead and do a bit of treasure. Let's do a funny Kabuki mask play and see what that yields us. Let's see if he's going to attack into our Green Drake. Now, the snipers can't hit anywhere, so they might hit my castle. But I don't believe he's going to do that. Yeah, trap activated. Activate my Kabuki mask for bigger units. Ooh, Shroud. Now, Robin's is actually kind of interesting. An interesting pull for us. Whenever he deals damage, he draws a copy of a legendary card. So we can actually find out what our opponent is running here. Oy vey. Alright. And he's probably going to... He could attack the castle here if he wants. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to go ahead and throw the little acorn nuts at the castle, which is fine. He can do that. However, I'm just going to destroy his entire field with manly cannons, because I feel like that's the most effective. And we're going to go ahead here and smack the castle for a legendary card. He is running Maldron. Maldron's a bit of a crazy card, and the reason why people are attracted to druids at the moment. The last will, being able to fill your summoning zone with sunflowers is some really dangerous stuff. We'll go ahead and do this here. Let's go ahead and hit again on the castle. See if I can pull anything else. Another copy of Maldron. So that might be the only card or the only legendary he's running. But still, having multiple copies of these will take. We'll set the trap card here, which he activates. The Bato Jutsu. It's going to pop in, destroy that owlbear, and kind of keep us in control of this game. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. Yeah, something that is also new. You're getting more of a chat feature with Cards and Castles too. So being able to hear your opponent's troubles in real time could be a little entertaining for some people. Looks like, though, our opponent has the option to deal with us, the Drain Life and the Infestation for my other units here. Not bad, not bad. We're going to go ahead and move our monkey in this back corner here. We'll do a bit of this. We'll also play our Shiva with the treasure that we have. Shiva is going to potentially deal some big damage with the Overwhelm. Against these rats, there's going to be 8 damage flying across the board to other targets, so it should be pretty funny. He'll trade the monkey there, though, in the meantime. That's fine. Go for it, my guy. And he'll go with the Living Vines as well. And he'll do the rat over here, which of course is nice, but we can of course pop into the rat and deal a lot more damage across the board. Bit of 18 backstab to really damage the board here. Oh, backstab does indeed go hard. I'm mucking the vines here as a way to get rid of his last will effect. We'll also Essence of Herald to kind of disrupt his hand a little bit there. See, we nabbed something out of it. We'll put a bit of Infestation on the board to defend ourselves. And we'll get let's see here. We'll get the Killer Monkey out, and we'll get the Bear Hog out, and we'll kind of pass on that. We'll see if our opponent can come back from the dangerous Shiva backstab. I don't know why he opened himself up to that, but I guess he didn't understand how Shiva worked. Very dangerous. Oh, okay. And there's Leanna. Now, Leanna is a bit of a useful tool here. Being able to pop into a couple of other cards here. Can he not hit the Shiva? Alright, well, he hit the Shiva. And the Bear Hog. Okay. Well, he didn't do all of the funnies, but you know what? It's fine. We'll pop some squirrels here to kind of alleviate the board a little bit. We'll hit here. We'll hit here. I guess we'll hit here. No harm, no foul. We'll summon one of these Maldrons that we stole from our opponent because, yep, that's a big boy, and that's pretty funny. And of course, we'll see him hit into our big Maldron again, and that's fine. If he does want to attack our castle, he has to actually go through Maldron. The great thing about this dude is that he is a guardian, meaning that as long as he's defending the castle like this, the castle won't be taking damage, which is very, very good. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and pop another Shiva down here, and we'll pass on that. He'll most likely pop our Maldron, which could be interesting, but of course that's going to summon a lot of sunflowers that he may not be prepared to deal with. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good move for him. Right now, he's in a bit of a situation, per se. He's in a bit of a conundrum, if you will. But, I mean, we're not in an easy spot either. I really did want to keep him at a low HP on his castle, but I guess we can't be winners in that regard. Okay, so he's retreating back with the Maldron, again, providing that guardian status to the castle, which is a good thing. And then the infestation as well. Again, putting more rats into my deck, but he has a rat too, so I'm not going to complain. Ooh, I wanted to draw a rat, but I guess not. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and... we can't hit with the Shiva, unfortunately. It's a bit of a bummer. So let's go ahead and hit the Maldron to get our board full of those meaty sunflowers. Can't exactly move the Shiva yet, but hey, this is going to be a big nuisance for him. Although he does have some rats to help clear it, so... depending on how gritty he wants to get. Yeah, do some rat trading here, that's all fine and dandy. Living Vine's gonna move in as well to try and deal some damage, that's all good. Rat's dealing some damage, yup. Love to see it. Maldron kind of debating on what he's doing. Oh, Maldron's getting into the party. Bold, but sure. Probably won't attack though, will he? Con Artist. Shuffle 3 items into your opponent's deck. Oh, alrighty. It's fine with me. And the Mystic Panda as well for some guardianship. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. So, let's go ahead and get the party going. Limit the amount of sunflowers he's getting off of the Maldron. We're going to go ahead and hit this sunflower down here. Hit this one from some maximum overwhelm. Oh, wow. We almost killed the castle. I didn't expect all of them to go towards that. A little unfortunate, but sure. Can work with this. Hit here. Hit here. Hit that. Let's go ahead and keep hitting some more things. Get this draw. Nice Bato Jutsu. I don't know if we wanted to play the Bato Jutsu now, because he might know what it is. We'll play that, which is fine. We'll go down here, make this a nuisance. And then probably just do a couple of defensive bits, right? Southport Slayer, get another peasant on the board, because why not? He's most likely to be gunning for our Shiva to end the game. I think he'll be able to kill it, but homie's not in a great spot right now. There's a lot of things on the board. So there is the takedown of the sunflowers there, which means our Shiva is open. He's probably going to be coming in swinging against the Shiva. Probably wants to let the Living Vines do most of the heavy lifting, right? Yeah. And then use the bottom sunflower to pop into my Shiva, I believe. At least that's what I hope he's going to do here, because that's the most effective way to go about it. I can't reach, but sure, go for it, my guy. Of course, Shiva, yep, Shiva dying to that bottom sunflower that we knew was going to happen already. Sunflower is going to go ahead, bit bop. Leanna popping into the Southport Slayer, which everybody kills her. Rat trading, yep, all good stuff. All good stuff. And then Northwood Ranger. Okay. Nice little overwhelm there, too. Like nothing that we're completely worried about. A little Contraband, which is a nice pickup. And then, yeah, he'll summon another peasant to the board here. Why not? Alright, not bad. Again, stuff that we can still deal with. I mean, unfortunately for him, we kind of know what we have. So let's go ahead and do a takedown of this here. Trade that. We'll trade that. We'll show him the second Maldron, which is probably not going to make him happy. Because using all of those tools to clear out an army of sunflowers... Oh, pardon me. Yeah, there he goes. Uh, Geez, the last half of the video is where you really see the unhinged side at this point. Yeah, there's Owlbear. Owlbear with no last will unit in hand. It's not gonna be good for him. I mean, that's fine. He doesn't actually. Oh well, he does now. He is aware. Oh boy. Well, there's my rats. Let's go ahead and give him... Actually, no, we can't give him the chain lightning because that depletes his actions. I almost made a bit of a blunder there. We do want to kill off the Owlbear. We do want to remove that from our presence. Let's go ahead. Drop a couple of things here. We can probably Bato Jutsu at this point as well, because he's going to have an uneven amount of things to attack here. It should be funny. Well, let's see what he does. Yep, goes to the Bato Jutsu. There goes his Sunflower. See ya. Triggers his Panda, which I didn't know could happen. Interesting. Okay. And then there's the Maldoran takedown. No Sunflowers, though, which is a bit strange. I thought I was going to get an army. Oh, once per game. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's a once per game rule. Cannot be attacked, you say, huh? Oh, well, let's see if this works out. Bang, 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 bang. Yep. There we go. And with that, a little messier than I would have liked, but hey, that is a game win regardless. And a great way to end off this video. So, let's go ahead and give you guys that final send out. And with that being said, folks, the overview, the day one experience, if you will, comes to a close. I know maybe a bit shorter in terms of more of the overview and the tip stuff. But, I mean, the game is in a pretty simple state right now. People are still kind of messing around with deck combinations, enjoying things, figuring out what's good and what's not. And there's a lot of things to throw in the contender's hat for being good cards. There's a lot of competition going around. I mentioned in the video that the Crusaders and Necromancers are the strongest, but that's not to say that other factions don't have their own tips and, well, not tips, the tricks and surprises. They're going to catch you off guard if you're not paying attention. So definitely recommend trying out some things, finding what you like, and overall just having fun, because that's right now, I think, the primary idea behind Cards and Castles 2 right now. Creating an environment where people are having fun, playing a card game, and man, we really love to have you along. So, folks, feel free to download the game down below. It is free again on Steam. Jump right in, not only to the Cards and Castles 2 Discord, but also the community over here in general. Right now, there are a lot of creators doing giveaways for additional bundle packs as well. Myself, I gave away a couple of packs last Saturday, and I know some others have some bundles to give to you fine folk as well. So join the community to kind of know where streams are happening, to jump in and grab some additional card packs to help bolster your might if you want to play this game. But with that being said, I think there's nothing much else to say other than be sure to like if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to share, and be sure to subscribe if you're new or haven't done so right to the channel. Helps us grow here on the platform at no additional cost to you. And folks, more CnC2 content is coming. I've got some ideas cooking that I want to share with you, but I'm still figuring out how to go about things. So be patient. There is more on the way for sure. But until that time, and until next time, stay gaming.